Every second, a garbage truck full of textiles goes into the landfill or is incinerated. Hey friends, so I very recently did 2 videos about my minimalist capsule wardrobe, and I got a lot of questions about how I got rid of between 80 and 90% of my clothes. So today we're gonna go into exactly how I got rid of all of these clothes and why. So the big reason that I want you to think of right now is your why, because if you're gonna get rid of a lot of your clothes, you need to have a good reason. Besides the fact that it's just gonna be way easier to have less choices in the morning, your brain doesn't have to make so many decisions, and you walk out of your house with a much clearer head. Statistics. I was reading some statistics yesterday, and the biggest one that stuck out to me was this. It says the average person buys 60% more clothes now than we did 15 years ago. And if you're near my age and we're in our mid-30s or even older, then you can remember 15 years ago and you can remember that, yeah, that's definitely true. So you had to actually go out and find the things you were looking for. So there was no online shopping. So you had to actually go out and find the things you were looking for. So that alone, I'm sure, is one of the big reasons why we have so much more. But it also says we're keeping these clothes half the amount of time that we used to. And if you ever have checked out Facebook Marketplace, and I know I sold a lot of my stuff on Facebook Marketplace when I was first starting, so I'm not trying to get you away from doing that, but man, when you go on there, you'll see people selling what looks like entire closets worth of clothes. These are things that you need to remember and put in the back of your head when you are buying things. Are you buying them just for a sale? Are you buying them just because you're in the moment and it looks nice? Because it's going to be where you're going to have to be that person on Facebook Marketplace selling all these things that you end up not needing. So friends, if you are working on creating a capsule wardrobe, then throw a smiley face emoji below, because we are all in this together. And let's head into what my 4 rules are. And one bonus rule I've put at the end: if you're really serious about decluttering your clothes and getting a smaller capsule wardrobe to make your life easier. Rule number 1 is you can't see the forest through the trees. I want you to take everything out in your closet and I want you to pile it on your bed. If you watch any of Marie Kondo's videos about getting rid of clothes, then this is her first rule too. So take everything out, put it on your bed, and just look at the pile of clothes you have. When I did this several years ago, the mound would basically fall off my bed. It was so big and ridiculous. And I think it was a really good step because it really made me acknowledge that, wow, I have too much. There's no way I could possibly wear all of these clothes. So once that hit me, that acceptance that I had a problem, now I was ready to start sorting them. Once you have it on your bed, I want you to quickly go through and just touch the things that you know you can immediately get rid of. So the next thing that I did is I really just started to try on the clothes. For me, trying on the clothes really affirmed whether I liked them or not. Think about outfits that you would like to wear and then put them on and say, you know, is this something that I'm actually gonna wear outside the house? Have I ever worn this outside the house? And if no, then you probably can get rid of it. But along those lines, while you're getting rid of all this stuff, if you're starting to feel anxious, which I know I did, getting rid of all these things, feeling the guilt of getting rid of all these things and all the money that you wasted, I want you to take a second and get another bag, and I want you to start putting clothes into that bag or that box that you're unsure of. Now, you can go back to them in a few weeks, you can go back to them in a few months. Now, I would say that I didn't ever go back into the bags unless I was looking for a specific item, and I think that really helped. Now that we're done with the initial big declutter, we're gonna go to step number 2, and that's called rinse and repeat. So if it didn't take you 1 hour to buy your mound of clothing, then it's not gonna take you 1 hour to get rid of it. I think the best part about decluttering a few times is that when it's your clothes, you really get a feeling of what you actually like or not. The first time you touch something, you might think, yeah, that's awesome. And then you realize the next time you get around to decluttering, you haven't actually worn it. It felt good at the time, but maybe it doesn't match the rest of your clothes, or maybe it has like a weird bow on it that you just don't like. So doing a rinse and repeat, doing this over and over again, at least 3 or 4 times, is going to get you to the point where you are very satisfied, happy, and you know what your style is for sure. And if you have clothes in your closet that are making you feel like an imposter, this rinse and repeat is going to rinse them out and they're going to be gone, because those clothes, though everyone else is wearing them, they're not making you happy, and they're not what you reach for. And that's the most important thing. It's something you reach for. All right, let's go on to number 3, because by far number 3 is the most important in my opinion. Number 3, the third rule that I used when decluttering 80 to 90% of my clothing was called pull the plug. Stop buying more. Stop going out. Stop shopping online. Stop searching for the next best thing, because one, you're never gonna find the next best thing. Create a list for yourself. Think about the things that maybe are missing. And I would strongly tell you, don't go on Pinterest and think you're gonna find the perfect wardrobe, because that's what got me to buy several blazers, and I am not a blazer person. I have one sweater blazer that's dressy, but all the blazers that I bought in my life, thought they're what I needed, looked on everybody's YouTube, everyone's Pinterest, they always had a blazer, and I could never realize why I never wore it, because it wasn't me, it wasn't who I was. So stop feeding into the imposter syndrome where you feel like you have to be somebody you're not. Take the time to make a list of the things that maybe you are interested in, but wait on it. Put it in your cart on Amazon or put it in your cart on Target, and then just wait and let it sit there, because really money is time and time is money, and when you waste your money, you're wasting your time. Some other things that you can try while you're doing step number 3, pull the plug, is you can go on a cash budget, which I've definitely tried before, and you can go on a no spend month or no spend week. And if you're interested in doing one of those, I have an easy calendar that you can follow. It's on my website, which is down below in the description, minimalist.com. And you can find the no spend week for free. So the last thing I'm going to share with you, and there are a million tips and tricks that can really help you, but these are just the 4 that came to mind and things that I actually did that I really think could benefit you. So number 4 is stop buying hangers. Stop buying hangers. And I want you to, instead of buying the cheap hangers, I want you to only get the nicest hangers. Get your wooden ones out, or get the felt ones if you like those, the like velvety ones, and then have them all match, and then don't buy any more. So I'm gonna link the hangers that I have down below if you're interested. I really like beautiful wooden hangers, and what I have found is that when you have something beautiful in your closet and it looks nice, like beautiful hangers, you don't want to crowd them. You don't want them to look ugly, and it actually has stopped me from overbuying, just because I know that if I keep buying and keep the inventory coming in, 1, I don't have any more hangers. Where am I gonna put it? And 2, I want my clothes to be able to breathe. I want you to be able to see the beautiful hangers, and clothing can look really beautiful when we have very specifically chosen what we want. And so when your eyes go in there, you're like, wow, I have great clothes. I'm so happy with what I have. And I know you can get there. So buy hangers that you think are beautiful and functional, and then don't buy any more. In my closet, we have between 18 and 25 hangers each between my husband and I, and having less hangers really will stop you from buying more. The bonus rule is this: if you're not gonna wear this item at least 30 times, it's not worth it. With every second a garbage truck equivalent of textiles being thrown into our landfills, it's showing us that we are not wearing our items 30 times or more. So 1, if you don't expect to wear an item that you want to buy more than 30 times, then don't buy it. Ask a friend, go thrifting at least, because then you know that item has been worn a few times. But keeping that in the back of your mind, am I going to wear this at least 30 times, is going to help you and slow down your consumption. And it's also going to help you keep a beautiful, small capsule wardrobe. So I hope you've enjoyed these few rules that I followed. And if I think of more, I'll add them. But if you have any, throw them in the comments below, and I will see you next week.